Hello, everybody, and welcome to the WildWeiler Weekly Wrap. As always, I am WildWeiler. It's the return to daylight savings time, the time of the year where mornings get really dark because we mess with the clocks. Now, this is done mainly to manage the level of light outside during working hours, and has been a staple of every industrialized society. Now, that's mainly because, as with everything in life, there are reasons, and there are people who dispute these reasons, and I'm not going to get into those reasons. But what I will tell you is this, is it was not created because of farmers, and it was not created because of Germany's World War I war effort. Adjusting clocks has been around since ancient times. There are early examples of water clocks that could be adjusted with the season. Some ancient societies used 12-hour days for the light part of the day and the dark part of the day, making the 24-hour day. So it's not just a thing that occurred in the last century. Syncing the clocks and actually moving them is more of a thing that's been happening since the early 20th century, and that's mainly because everybody in sort of societies that did that had a clock, so we could actually synchronize them, as where before there was just like one clock in town, and it rings every 15 minutes to remind you that God is watching you, or something else. Speaking of made-up facts, though, I'm too tired to write a script for this week, and I'm just kind of winging it. So what I'm going to do now is, rather than talk about what I did this week, which was very little because I am tired and I have things going on and life got very busy very quickly, I'm going to just read from Wikipedia's list of common misconceptions. So we're going to begin with misconception number 1. In chili peppers, seeds are not spicy. They have a very low level of capsaicin, one of several compounds that induces the sort of hot response in animals. By the way, it's not the only one, but the highest concentration of capsaicin in particular is located in the pith, that little white stuff that the seeds are attached to, that you generally pull out because we don't like it, because, I don't know, because it looks weird. It's also the spiciest part. So it's not the seeds, you don't have to worry about the seeds. Misconception number 2, irregardless is a word. It's non-standard, it's slang, it's not following the rules of certain grammar, but that's not how words work. Words work because we use them, and grammar rules tell us how to use those words, and some grammar rules say you don't use this word. And that's cool for grammar, doesn't change whether or not something's a word. Ain't is a word, burglarize is a word, licit is a word, funniest is a word, funnier is a word. Growing up, I can't tell you how many times somebody said funnier wasn't a word because you're supposed to say more funny. Nah, it's funnier, okay? Okay, I'm funnier than the next video you're gonna watch. I don't know if that's true. You could watch some very amazing people on YouTube. I hope it is. Anyways, moving on to misconception number 3. Misconception number 3 is that you don't, this is important, pay attention, this could save a life. You don't actually have to wait 24 hours to file a missing persons report. That's bullshit made up by TV people. You don't need to believe that. Also, you should file a missing persons report if there is any sign of violence, or if an expected planned meeting doesn't happen in a way that leaves you to be concerned. That's literally enough to get the ball rolling, is just the whole context of the situation. And more importantly, if you're concerned and you want to file a report of a missing person, go for it. And if they're like, oh, we're not going to send out search parties just yet, they will follow up with you. So you don't have to worry about when the search parties are going to start. Anyways, it's just important to know, because it's one of the things that TV trains everybody. Like, oh, you can't file a missing persons report. Yeah, you can. You absolutely can. You can. And that's just that. So, that's all for this week. Thank you for watching. Stream's coming up. I'm doing something on Thursday. And if you liked this sort of form of video where I just talk about random misconceptions, let me know. I'm considering adding a sort of common misconception thing to some weekly wraps when I don't have a lot to talk about. It might be fun. So if you'd like to see more of that, hit me up. If you have a common misconception you want me to talk about, hit me up. And I will see you next time. On YouTube, there's not a lot coming up, so don't even look over it. Or do. Like, hit the button that follows me so you get the little notification. Anyways, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.